Hi, welcome to Goats, Gardens, and Healthy Tips. Today we're going to introduce our goats here, and this channel is put together to share my three passions, which is the goats and the other furry critters on our hobby farm, my gardens, and then healthy tips both for humans and for our animal friends. So today we're going to introduce our little goat friends here. This is our goat family, and so that you can see who they are and what they're about when you're going to see them in the videos. So we're going to start with the goats that we got first. There we go. Okay, there's Clarabelle. So Clarabelle and Lucy are twin sisters, and we got them exactly 3 years ago this spring. Come here, Clarabelle. So they are 3 years old, and Clarabelle is a cross between Nigerian dwarf and a fainting goat. They do not faint, by the way. Which is good because that's not a really positive quality for them to have. It's a fear, and then they lay there and they can't move when they're in fear. So I'm glad that they don't faint, but this is Clarabelle, so she's about 3 years old. She is our herd leader, and she took on that position right away. Her and her sister are twins together. They looked pretty much the same, except for Lucy had a little bit more coloring to her, a little bit darker. And Clarabelle's nature is, she is a pretty nice goat. She's pretty calm. She's good with people. She's good with the kids, with our grandkids. But she is definitely the herd leader. So she's going to tell everybody what to do, and she's going to keep them on their toes and boss them around a little bit. But she's doing it in the interest of being the herd leader. So if a new goat comes into our group, which has happened now a couple times, then Clarabelle's going to let them know that she's the leader. Clarabelle and Lucy were 8 weeks old when we got him. I didn't really know how old they were. I had just seen a picture in the ad that they were for sale, and I didn't know anything about goats. So this is all going into brand new territory for me. It was. So anyways, I just thought they looked pretty cute. We had our barn ready, we had our fence ready, and it was time to get the goats. So her being a pygmy mixed with the fainter, she's a little bit thicker. Her and Lucy are a little bit thicker than the other goats. Just their structure is a little bit thicker and heavier. The pygmy goats their nature is a meat goat, and very sturdy, very cold weather sturdy. We have cold weather here. We're in Minnesota, and she's very adaptable to the cold weather in the winter. She's real friendly. She's got really thick hair. Her and Lucy have the thickest hair for all the goats. And she's got these beautiful long ears. Come here, Luke. Come here, Clarabelle. And let's see what else is good about you. She's just a sweetheart. But she is definitely the herd leader. And she's a well-balanced goat. She's definitely the herd leader. And so she's going to be bossy to the other goats sometimes. Lucy. Lucy is Clarabelle's twin sister. And they look pretty much alike, except for that Lucy just has a little bit more darker markings on her, a little bit more markings on her back, her legs, and her face. Lucy's a little bit smaller, but she's really caught up to Clarabelle now. Lucy was they were the same size when we got them, and then Lucy was really shy, and she'd always hide behind Clarabelle. And Clarabelle really took off growing. And Lucy was just really stunted for a while. It was just kind of like she was really slow to mature. And she was, really kind of timid. She wasn't growing that fast. I was a little concerned about her. And when we had the vet out, we gave her a little bit more of a higher protein for a while just to kind of get her going of a grain. But this last year, she has really grown. She was smaller than the Nigerian dwarfs before, but now she is bigger than them, and she's pretty close to the size of Clarabelle now. A little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, but getting pretty close. So Lucy, like I said, it just took her a while to blossom. She was just kind of a slow blossomer and really shy and timid, and she kind of got picked on, by the other goats, and they kind of pushed her away from her food. But once she took off and she just blossomed, she is now a little bit of a bully too, aren't you, like your sister? So Clarabelle is the leader, and then Lucy is her it's kind of like the queen's daughter or something, so she thinks she can be bossy too because she's Clarabelle's sister. But she's got a nice personality too. She's got a silly personality. So this is Oreo. she came next. She was the next group. So we had gotten Lucy and Clarabelle at the beginning of September. And then Oreo and Snickers came, I think, 2 to 3 weeks later. And she's a Nigerian dwarf. She was 6 months old. Her and Snickers were 6 months old when we got them. And they were, they had the same father. And they had a different mom, but they were born about the same time. They were both born in April of that year. So they came from a small hobby farm that had them. I think they were going to milk them. They had them as pets, but they didn't have a real good setup for them that they were able to be contained real well. They were kind of wherever they wanted to be, and they were getting in trouble, and they were going to be leaving on a long-term vacation, and they didn't feel they had a good spot for them if they had someone come and caretake. So it was time for them to find a new home. So they came here, and Oreo has got a really interesting personality. She wanted to be the head leader when she came in. She's definitely the leader over Snickers, but her and Clarabelle butted it out, and Clarabelle won immediately. So she is underneath Clarabelle. Anyways, we had to separate them at night because Oreo would butt on Clarabelle and Lucy. So, but she's not like that anymore. She's really nice now. She's got a great personality. She's very much a tool girl. So anytime we're doing anything with tools, oh my goodness, if we have the tractor in here, she's trying to get on and start it. If we got screwdrivers or we've got shovels or anything, she's so interested, and she really tries to get it in her mouth, and you can tell she's just looking at it like, I want to be using that tool too. So very interested and curious in any jobs that we're doing. And all right, here's Snickers. Snickers is Oreo's kind of like half sibling, I would say. And Snickers is a very neutral goat. She gets along with everybody. She gets along with humans. She's pretty easy to handle. And she's got a really cute little snickery sound that she makes. She talks all the time. If we come out of the house and they're back here right away, Snickers will start chattering at you. She's a really cute little goaty noise. And she's easy to handle as far as like getting hooves trimmed, bathing. She's not a bully. I just call her a neutral goat because she's really quite easy to handle and gets along with all the goats and gets along with people. So Snickers has had that CL as well. She was actually the first goat that had it. And so we kind of went through a whole thing with her. This was just like, we got them in September, and that was the following spring. So it was about 6 months after we got them. And that was quite a deal. It was pretty hard on her. But we know a lot more now, and we handle it a lot better. And she did really good with the separation. Fern had a really hard time, has a hard time with separation. She does not like to be separated from the herd, but Snickers did pretty well. So this is our little Snickers. She is I just think of her as a happy little goat. She's always happy, always chattery, and pretty willing to do whatever. Right, Snickers? Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, this is Angel. Angel was in our third group of goats that we got. Her and Fern came together, and we got them 2 years ago at the end of September. Angel's a Nigerian dwarf. Hi, sweetie pie. I think she was 4 years old when I got her, so she's about 6 years old now. She came from a place where her and Fern were both working goats, where they were brought out to clear land every day as a part of a really big group of goats. I believe he had like 100 goats. And but her and Fern and a few other ones weren't really doing their job very well, so he was getting rid of them. And she is just a sweetheart. She's had babies, not here, but previous. And she, what else? She gets along with everybody except for that Lucy kind of picks on her. And that being because Lucy was kind of the bottom of the ranking when Fern and Angel came. And then, you know, Lucy had to try to move up a little bit. So look at her over there looking at us. Her and Fern were working goats, and they were brought out to fields every day or to clear land every day. That was their job. They didn't really like their job very well, and that's why they were being sold. And when I got them, they had both had babies that spring, and I don't know if they've had babies previously or not. So I don't really know much of their history, but we brought them home here and integrated them with everybody else. Her and Fern were actually a little bit sickly when I got them. They had both had some cysts, the CL cysts, which I will get into in a whole nother video because that's just a whole new topic within itself. But just kind of their immune system, the allergies and some stuff like that. So we worked on their health for about a year. I really worked on their health and just so much better, doing so much better. Now they're just pet goats. They're not having babies, they're not working, so my life is much easier for them. And she's just got the greatest personality. She is just so sweet and so affectionate with humans. She's nice to the other goats, except for that Lucy, like I said, kind of picks on her. A lot of times she just hangs out by herself and she's okay with that. But Angel is just the sweetest little thing. She's got these really fancy little marks on her legs that I think are so cute with these black stripes down her legs. And she's very easy to deal with as far as any grooming and transportation, or if I have to move her around or anything. So the only negative quality I would say about Angel is she's a food monger. And so I got to watch her when I give them their little bit of grain at night, because she eats hers in 10 seconds and then she's ready to go barge into anybody else. She's got a little thing on her eye here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cloud on her one eye, cloud spot. It's not as bad as it used to be. And the vet kind of thought it was that she had had an infection that wasn't taken care of. And so it clouded over that eye. Now there's just a little spot of it left. I've been working with that, just basically detoxing and doing a lot of good nutrition for her. And she can see out of it. You can tell that she can see, but there is a little spot there. So that's pretty much it with Angel. She is just a sweetheart. When I went to pick up the goat, I actually had seen Fern in the ad. And because she just looks so sad, and that's why I thought I needed to bring her home. And so I went to see Fern, and Fern was standing in the back of this group that they were getting rid of. And I walked in the pasture and I was like, who wants to come home with me? And Angel came running across the pasture and just came running over to me. So I knew that I had to bring Angel home, and then they said Fern was her friend. So that's how we got the two of them. And it's kind of nice when you're integrating, if they do have a partner that you're integrating, because it helps them to integrate in the group and they feel comfortable then. It's not such a separation and get used to a whole new group. So this is our little Angel, and she is a sweetheart. So she probably thinks that she's going to get her nails trimmed or have to have a bath or something. So anyways, Fernie is the tricolored one. Fern came with Angel. Fern is our biggest goat, as you can tell. I don't know, she's probably what, 80 pounds or something, Bob? Yeah. She's heavy. She's really strong. When I have to deal with her with something like that she doesn't want to do, got to have Bob help me because she is super strong. She's super sweet personality. She's just a little scared. And even this now, she's not like this when it's just us doing our thing and everything, but she just senses that I'm trying to like grab onto her and talk to her here. So she's getting a little nervous, but she still wants to be around us. Anyways, or if we have other people that come, then she gets like this as well. But she is got the sweetest personality. So she's, let's see, the same age as Angel approximately. So she's about 6 years old. She was also a working goat, and she had also had babies. She had some health issues when I got her, pretty bad allergies, just immune system depletion. She had that CL, she had a cyst that was active at the time. I've worked really hard to get her healthy over the last couple of years, and she is just really doing really, really well. She gets along with all the goats. She's never a bully. She gets along with everybody. She doesn't like it when the other goats fight, as you can tell. She'll try to kind of get in and break it up if anybody is getting, headbutting another one that's in not a playful way. And what else about Fern? Very gentle-natured, mild-mannered, but very stubborn when you want to get her to do something she doesn't want to do. And she's just super strong. So that's Fern. She's just a wonderful girl. She's got these big, beautiful eyes. I wish I could bring her over here. I think she's just kind of scared of the camera. All right, well, we'll introduce the chickies while we're doing introduction here. So these are the chickies. Here you go, chickies. Giving them some little dried worms here. So we got the chickens end of April of this year. So they are now about April, May, June, July, September, 6 months old. And they started laying eggs about a month ago, which is just so exciting. And Tulip is this biggest one right here. She was the first layer. And now I'm getting about 6 eggs a day, which is just like super exciting. So anyways, they're different breeds, and some of them I'm not quite so sure about. I do know that this one right here, this is Poppy with the brown and the black on her neck there. And then Daisy is the same, but she doesn't have as much black. Those are cinnamon queens. Tulip is the big one right here. And we were kind of wondering what she is, but by process of elimination, I think that she is the rainbow one. And then we've got these two that look the same. Now they are supposed to be different, but I think they're both ISO. And then this, April is this one. Oh, I'm sorry, I said Tulip. No, this is April, you're right. April's the big girl. Tulip's in laying an egg right now. And then Rose has got this fancy thing on the top of her head right here. That's Rose. Let's see, Gretchen is the smaller one. She's a red production. And the two that look the same, Sunflower and Petunia. Those are the ones that look the same. And let's see. And then this one right here, this real quiet one, the gray one, that's Violet. And I think that this is a cream leghorn. And Violet, I believe, is our Easter egger. She does have a blue egg. And this is Iris right here. And I can't remember what kind she is. I was trying, that was one that I was having a hard time figuring out, but I'm gonna have to look at that. That's Iris over there. Iris is really shy. She kind of stays away from the group. I can't pick her up. I can't pick her and Violet up. I can pick all the other ones up. They'll come to me and I can pick them up, but those two are pretty. Okay, and then Tulip, you wanna get a little thing of Tulip here? Tulip's in laying an egg. Oh, here's Tulip. Are you done with Tulip? Here you go, girl. Here you go. So that's Tulip, and she's the Brahm. So that's our chickie family. Chickens are new for me. I don't know everything about them, but I'm learning. So I'll share what I learned and what works and what hasn't worked with them. Here you go, Tulip. You want a few more? Go. All right, these are our little rabbit bunnies. So this is Mickey over here, the gray one, and this is Sunny. She's kind of butterscotch brown. They're both males, they're brothers, and we've had them 2 years. I got them from another hobby farm family that their children had bred their rabbits and were selling their babies, for kind of a project. So that's how we got these two. And they're 2 years old. They're a Rex rabbit. They're pretty easy to take care of. And they're just like a nice addition. They're calming, they're friendly. It's just kind of fun to watch them, and it's fun to come in and just pet them. So Mickey is more mellow and easier to pick up and such like that. Sunny is a little bit more silly and friskier. And but they get along well together. They have been neutered, no fighting. They were a little bit fighty in the beginning, but now they're just fine with that. And they pretty much stay out here the summer, spring, fall, and then in the winter, I have them out here during the day, and then we bring them in somewhere that's warmer at night, either in the garage. This year I'm going to put them in the goat barn, I think. So these are our little bunnies, and you'll see them in some of the videos. So this is Riley. We've had Riley 4 years, and she's a little anxious right now because it's hunting season and there's a lot of gunshots going off, and she's very afraid of that, but she's doing pretty good. So Riley is a mixture dog. I did get her tested, and she's like a quarter border collie, a quarter Australian cattle dog, And then she's got the miniature Italian Greyhound, which gives her small size. Those are her big ones. And she is really a nice girl, as you can tell. She's got a lot of energy. She's got a lot of the herding dog instincts and wants to be a working dog. So anytime I'm out doing chores, she loves, honestly, Riley wants to do whatever you're doing. So if you're out doing chores, she wants to do that. If you're in doing something else, she wants to be by your side. She is just a companion all the way around. And she's a sweet girl. What else? She likes the family and everything. She is shy, and she has a lot of fearful things that we work on, but she is just really a very nice girl, very smart. Riley and I do agility, and she is a super girl at agility. I don't compete, we do it for fun, but she is super smart and super good at agility. So that's our little Riley. Riley kind of came in a really interesting way. So she had been adopted from the Humane Society. She'd been found on the streets. And the person that adopted her was actually a client that I worked with and was going through a life change and a job change and was not going to be home and needed to find her a new home. He hadn't had her that long. And so we had just lost another one of our dogs from old age. And so he brought Riley over, and she got along with Ruby. And actually, her name was Ruby as well. They had given her the name Ruby. So I switched it to Riley because it's similar. And I didn't think it would be good for them both to be named Ruby. So that's how we got her. And then Max was in the Humane Society. And I was looking for a friend for Riley after Ruby passed. He was listed as a little terrier mix and 25 pounds. And Riley was 22 pounds, so I figured they'd be good size partners. Got there, and he was just this little chubby dog with this little tiny head and these little tiny legs, and he was so overweight. So he was so excited to come home. You should have seen how excited he was. Man, he just got in that car and just made himself at home immediately. His history was his owner had passed away, and I'm sure he was just feeling really displaced. So he's 5 years old. And he is, did we get him? Yeah, we did get him tested. So he's, the biggest percent was 30 some of Chihuahua. And then he had 37, I think, of miniature Dachshund. And then he's got some terrier in him after that. So that's what little Max is. He is a character. He is so funny. And he is just a little ball of cheer. He's always happy. And he's starting to learn. I kind of just let him be to get used to things, but now we're starting to teach him with the electric fence, the property line, and learning some tricks and stays and all that kind of stuff. Gets along with the grandkids, gets along with the whole family. Been really lucky that he has just integrated so well. He is now a skinny little guy. He's lost 11 pounds. He's down to 14 pounds. And looking really good and really active. When I got him, his hind legs were underdeveloped, and he had one leg that he really couldn't put much pressure on. And I don't know if it was because he was so overweight. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, but also I had taken him to the doggy chiropractor, and it seemed like he had a problem with his knee joint here. But because he's lost all that weight, and we walk him twice a day, and he runs around and plays, and I've been working on it structurally as well. He is doing really good, and you wouldn't even know it. So that's our little Max.